25-minute video is going to focus on hip flexors. So I don't think anyone escapes the tightness of that part of the body from time to time. Especially if you do a lot of sitting. So if you imagine just under where my thumbs are, to where my index fingers are when I straighten the arms, look how shortened that area gets when I'm in a seated position. And that can be many hours of the day, whether you're driving or at a desk. But even when you're, running, walking, that sort of thing. So sometimes you don't realise that you need them stretched out until you've done it. So we'll do a lot of focus on that part of the body today. I'd love you just to begin on your back. I should have mentioned the props, but we're using a blanket and a bolster if you've got them, or cushions, whatever you've got at home. Soft props, basically. Pillows. So we'll start with constructive rest. I think this is always a great place to begin. Just gives the muscles in the back of the body time to soften and melt. Just gives your brain time just to change down the gears a bit and decompress. So you've got knees resting against each other, palms turned to the ceiling. And then like in number 4, we're going to bring the right ankle onto the left thigh. So we've got the foot out in space. Now you could thread the needle, you could pick up the left foot and thread your right hand under the shin, interlace fingers at the hamstring or across the shin. But I'm really at the moment quite into keeping this foot grounded and just letting that right knee move towards the front right corner of the mat. So that's quite a different sensation when you do that, when you just very subtly send the knee forwards with this left foot grounded. Doesn't feel the same as this. So try both. One will feel naturally more what you need right now. Just make sure when we switch legs you're doing the same version on the second side. And then we'll cross the right knee over the left, pick up the feet, shift the tailbone right, we're coming into a spinal twist. Let the knees drop left. Left hand might maybe guide those knees down and just straighten this right arm out, maybe wide or overhead, or even cup your head with your palm. And then let's unhook the legs, come back to that neutral place, that rebounding constructive rest. Feet hip distance, or take a breath or two with the knees together. And when you're ready, let's cross left ankle to right thigh. So making that number 4 shape, right foot presses down, left knee presses towards the front left corner of the mat if you're taking my version, or pick up the right foot, thread the hand through the gap. It's a little bit more into the glute this way. And from here, slowly into that twist. So crossing left thigh over the right. Pick up the tailbone. Pick up the feet. Tailbone goes left. Knees drop right. Right hand just guiding them down as you reach out through the left arm or overhead. Feel the breath in this whole left side body. And slowly we'll unhook, hug the knees in. It's nice to round the back out. Just take a little roll from side to side. Roll over to one side, rock up to sit. And come into deer pose. We'll fold the left leg back, ankle in line with the hip, sole of the right foot to inner left thigh. Inhale, float the arms overhead. Take the left wrist with your right thumb and index finger. We'll take a little side twist to the right side. Bring your left hand to your right knee. Right fingertips to the mat behind you. Turn the chin, look over your right shoulder. And just let those shoulders drop. Breathe into your belly. Out through the mouth. And then back to centre and change the legs. So coming back to here, bend legs, right foot tucks into the hips, sole of the left foot to your inner right thigh. Deer pose, float the arms high, clasp your right wrist, lift up, lean left, turn left, right hand lands on the left knee, left fingertips on the mat behind you, look over your shoulder. And inhale back to centre. Make your way to all fours. You've got palms under the shoulders. The crease of the wrists aligned with the front of the mat. Knees hip distance. And then let's straighten this right leg. So you're tucking the toes. They sit directly behind your wrist. Turn in, turn down your back heel. So it's a little bit like your Parsvakonasana, your side angle pose. You've got the back toes tucked. Walk your left hand, both a hand span forward. Bring your right hand to your hip and then float the arm overhead. And really glue down the outer edge of the foot as you reach out through the elbow, through the fingers. We can keep this arm straight. So you might want to make a couple of circles if your shoulders are feeling a little stuck as well. Just get some energy flowing there. And then bring your right palm under your shoulder, left palm back below the shoulder, square off the hips, pick up the right leg, bend the right leg and lift the knee high. Keep rooting through the right hand. Reach back, left hand catches the right foot. If that's too much, just forget that bit, keep the palm grounded. Deep breath in, and big sigh out. Release the foot, left palm comes down, right knee comes down, and we're moving across to the second side now. Straighten the left leg, tuck the toes behind the wrist. Walk your right hand, a hand span forward, turn in, turn down the left heel, bring your left hand to your hip, and then float the arm overhead. Lovely stretch all the way from the heel up through that left side and out through the fingers. And do whatever was working on the right side. A straight arm or some circles. As you exhale, we'll bring the left palm below the shoulder, right palm walks back below the shoulder, square off the hips, bend the leg, and lift the knee up, press the shin back. So rather keeping both hands grounded, or if it's feeling steady, you're rooting into the left hand, right hand reaches back, catches the foot. And exhale, release the foot, right palm comes down, left knee comes down, Tuck your toes. Lift your knees, press up, press back into down dog. And raise your right leg. Big stretch. Inhale. Exhale, bend the leg, open the hip. Square the hip, straight leg. Inhale. Exhale, step the foot to the outside of the right wrist. Keep the little toe side of the foot in line with the edge of the mat. Wiggle the left toes back. And keep that left leg straight. You're rolling the inner left thigh up and back as you press the heel back. And we can either keep the arms straight, or it might work to bring your elbows down to the mat. It also might be that you prefer to have the back knee down. So find a workable version that you can really kind of, I don't know, embrace, if that's a good word for it. If you're on your elbows, straighten the arms. If you're on your back knees, straighten that back leg. Root down through the palms, and next inhalation takes the right foot back and up, big stretch. Exhale, step the foot between the hands, turn in and turn down the back heel. So we're rooting through the feet, rise up to a warrior one, and then exhale, circle the arms back for humble warrior. Interlace fingers, squeeze your palms. Lift your chest, look up, inhale. Exhale, start to fold forward. Bring your right shoulder to your knee. Let the head hang and be mindful that your right hip sits behind the knee, that you're not pushing it too far off to the right. Keep rooting down now through both feet, and inhale as you slowly rise back up. Reach for the ceiling. Exhale, come into your warrior two. Open your back foot, your hips, your arms. Turn your palms to the ceiling and inhale, reverse warrior. Left fingers to the back of the knee. Right arm up and overhead. Inhale back, open arms. And exhale, simple twist back. Heel comes up, left palm grounds. Float the right fingers high. Inhale. Exhale, palm comes down, frame the foot. Come down onto this left knee. And it might be that you want to put your blanket or whatever you have under your knee for some padding. Bring your palms onto your quad, your right quad, and then press the knee forward and start to lift up from the hip bones. I find it helps to put a finger or two on the bones, lift them, and then we'll ground that right forearm and sweep the left arm up and over the head. So those left fingers are reaching right of the right ear. Hopefully you're feeling a big stretch here in your left psoas. Deep breath in and out with a sigh. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, ground your palms, frame your foot, straighten the back leg and step back into down dog for your 4 breaths or your vinyasa. From down dog, inhale, raise your left leg, big stretch. Exhale, bend the leg, open the hip. And then square up, straight leg, inhale. Exhale, step the foot to the outside of the left wrist. So we've got shoulder and knee pressing into each other. Outer edge of the foot in line with the edge of the mat. Wiggle the right toes back. So lizard lunge, and again you've got your preferences here. So it's either straight arms, or maybe down onto 1 or 2 elbows. Maybe down onto your back knee. Try and look forward though, whatever you're doing. Try and look forward rather than down. Straighten the arms, straighten the back leg. Inhale, float the left foot back and up to the ceiling. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Turn in, turn down your back heel. Root into both feet and rise up. Warrior one. Into humble warrior. As you circle the arms back, put the other thumb on top. Squeeze the palms. Lift the back of the heart to the ceiling as you inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Left shoulder to knee. So again, we're trying to avoid this hip turning out. To come up, we want to press evenly through both feet. Draw your navel to your spine. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Let's come into your reverse warrior. Get some breath into your left side ribs. And then open arms, inhale, simple twist as you exhale. Back heel comes up, right palm comes down. Left fingers reach high, and then we're coming down onto that back knee. So grab your palm, grab your cushioning if you need it on your right knee, and just take time. If your stance is too closed, you feel like you're on a tightrope, it's going to be trickier to balance. So make sure it feels grounded, it feels wide, and then bring your left forearm onto your thigh. I find if we're leaning too far forward in this, it kind of closes off that work a bit. So you're using this arm like an anchor, either arm or maybe your palm. Lean back. So feel those frontal hip bones lift. And then we're sweeping the right arm up and left with those right fingers. All the way. More breaths here. If you are going back to a desk shortly, this should be a good reset for your hip flexors. On your next exhalation, you can return to your downward dog. Take your 4 breaths. And then we're stepping the feet up to the hands. Coming to sit down in Baddha butterfly. So you've got soles of the feet together. Hold the feet, open them up, and butterfly your knees a couple of times. Then just shift from one sit bone to the other. So feeling grounded through the hips. Elbows can just add a little bit of weight down to the legs. Broaden the collarbones. Inhale. And exhale forward, forehead towards the toes. Then on an inhalation, slowly rise back up. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Coming to Janushavasana, half butterfly. You can always pop something under this right knee if you want to. Sole of the foot is at the inner left thigh, left foot is flexed. Inhale, reach for the ceiling, and exhale, forward. Catch the foot, or you can lasso your foot with a strap, or just bring your hands to the floor as you bow down, nose towards the knee. On an inhalation, slowly rise. Exhale, let's fold back this left leg, ankle in line with the hips, or in this deer pose that you had at the beginning. And we're using it as a transition into pigeon. Ground your palms in front of your right knee. Take your weight, your emphasis into the right hip. So we're leaning there, sliding the left leg out behind you. And then lowering down. Make a pillow with your hands, rest the forehead. And take a few breaths there. This right foot is flexed. The little toe side of the foot pressing into the mat while your left hip bone moves towards your right heel. And then slowly bring your palms under your shoulders, straighten back up. Bend this back leg, this left leg, take it forward. Let's just windscreen wipe your legs between sides and take that little sequence on the left leg. So right leg is straight, sole of the left foot to your inner right thigh. Half butterfly, Janushavasana. Inhale, reach high. Exhale as you fold over your right leg to take the foot or wrap your strap around the foot. And just let your awareness travel down from the crown of the head through the body down to the toes. Exhalation, washing out any tension, any stress from your body. On an inhalation, slowly rise back up. Exhale as you fold your right leg back, ankle in line with the hips, so we're in deer pose. Coming down into pigeon, palms to the mat, so we're leaning into your left knee, your left hip. Not so much the knee itself, but more the left hip. So it's almost like we're rolling around the knee rather than just over it and down. And then you can just refine your alignment once you're down there. Make a pillow with the hands. Keep that left foot flexed, keep your right hip bone moving in towards your left heel. And let the belly soften. With every exhalation, feel that you're just melting into your mat. And then slowly when you're ready to come up, you're bringing your palms under your shoulders, straightening up, but bending this back leg, coming back to the windscreen wiper legs, and then as you set up your Savasana, if you've got time to make it a longer one, I would definitely use your bolster under your knees, quite nice for your lower back. After that sequence, you've got your cushion to double up as a pillow, sorry, your blankets double up as a pillow, or to cover up with if you're getting a bit chilly. So again, take as long as you can spare here. A couple of minutes is great, but you could pause it or turn it off now and stay for 5 or 10 minutes. Just allowing the body to digest that work before you get back into your day. So if you're short on time and you do need to come out now, just take your time to roll over to one side and to rock up, to sit. Notice the differences from now between when you started, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me, and again, if you want to add a little tip, that would be gratefully received. The link for the Buy Me a Coffee is in the text below. Thank you so much.